The New York Rangers are riding high, winners of 4 games in a row, and they're looking to win back-to-back games out west on Saturday night. And joining me to talk some Blue Shirts hockey is one of the hosts of PuckTalkCS Podcast, Matthew Mugno. Joins me now. Matt, what's going on?
Nothing much. It's great times in New York.
Yes, it is. Great time in New York. You and I were talking about this before we started recorded. Rangers playing well. Knicks also playing well. Both MSG tenants. Exciting time around the hockey and basketball. But we are here to talk hockey. And Matthew, Rangers, 4-game win streak. They've won 6 out of their last 7 games. They recently beat Colorado in a shootout on Thursday night. What do you think has been the key to the Blue Shirts' recent success?
The key to success, next man up mentality. We're seeing Braden Schneider in a more responsible role. We're seeing Matt Rempe come onto the scene and play fourth line minutes. He's not just a circus act anymore. He's playing as a rotating forward on that fourth line. Will Cooley has come up and played really well after a great season in the American League last year. So we're seeing a lot of these players step up, play bigger minutes. One of those players, notably Zach Jones, who is the extra defenseman this season and last season. This was all in response to injuries and adversity. Igor Shesterkin went down 3 games early in the season. Philip Hedl is on the long-term injured reserve until next season. So their number 2 center at the start of the year, Vincent Trocheck, stepped up in the 2C role and is combined with Artemi Panarin and Alexis Lafreniere to make one of the most impactful lines in hockey. And on the defensive side, Captain Jacob Trouba and Eric Gustafsson, as well as Ryan Lindgren, were down. So 2 of your top 4 defenders went down, and you had players step up and play really responsibly and take larger roles on that they would not have the opportunity without these unfortunate events. They've responded. The other aspect of that, winning games that they're down in. They have not scored first in 7 games, the last 7 games, so they're winning hockey games. They're not scoring first, but they're responding. I think that game against the Flyers, the 6-5 overtime win, highlights that. Sometimes you just have to win hockey games. It's like any sport. Shootout games where you have to find ways to win. They're finding ways to win, whether that's through their penalty kill, on the power play, or playing straight 5-on-5 and having to climb back into games. I've been impressed by the players' responsibility as well as the fact that they've been able to find ways to win.
Yeah, it's been very impressive. And whenever you have situations like that, Matt, you start thinking, hey, is this a special season? I'm not going to say Stanley Cup yet. We'll get to that in a second. But you start thinking that this might be a really special season. And speaking of special season, the Rangers, they're on the brink of their 50th win this season. How significant is this milestone for the team and also their confidence as they head towards the playoffs?
The significance for the club is it would be their 5th 50-win season since 1994. So in 30 years, 94, they had 52 wins. 2012, 51. They made an Eastern Conference final appearance that year. 15, 53 wins, and they clinched the President's Trophy. Also 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final. And 2022, under Gerard Gallant, 52 wins. That was 2 seasons ago, post-rebuild. So for the club, extremely significant to reach that 50-point mark for the New York Rangers. Now for the team, it's enormous. Home ice advantage. The best players are stepping up and having the biggest impact, especially as of late. You mentioned Igor Shesterkin, Adam Fox, Artemi Panarin, Vincent Trocheck, Alexis Lafreniere. These players have forced this team into this position, and to gain home ice advantage and to reach the 50-win mark would be enormous for the club overall. This team specifically and in Ranger history.
Yeah, definitely historically impactful to the team. We'll see how that impacts them as they go forward towards the playoffs. But let's look ahead to their upcoming game against the Arizona Coyotes on Saturday night. What are some key factors that the Rangers need to focus on to secure their 5th consecutive win and get that done on Saturday night?
It's all about scoring first. I mentioned they have not scored first in 7 games. This is a trap game. This is a game that we've seen the Rangers play a lot of playoff contending teams, Stanley Cup contending teams. If they're able to jump out early, they can avoid going down behind early to a team that defeated the Nashville Predators, a red-hot team, 8-4 on Thursday night. This is also an Arizona team that plays in a 5,000 fan arena and is 3-1 in their last 4 home games. So the Arizona Coyotes, although they're out of the playoff race with 67 points, this is a team that has the opportunity to derail some of what the Rangers have done recently. And although the Rangers are in the postseason, they need to keep their foot on the gas and continue to work on their power play, penalty kill, and 5-on-5 play. All around, if they can continue to keep their foot on the gas, get out the gate early, this should be a game that they can control. But if they go behind, I have a feeling the Arizona Coyotes can make this into a trap game and steal a victory from the Rangers.
And when you have those situations there, Matt, you don't want to give a team like Arizona confidence. You want to take care of business. We'll see if the Rangers can do that on Saturday night. Last thing for me, Matt, the regular season is winding down. Just 9 games left, including Saturday night's game against the Coyotes. How important is it for the Rangers to secure a top seed in the playoffs? You talked about home ice advantage, and how do you see that influencing their approach to the remaining regular season games?
Yeah, they have games against teams in their division that are eager to derail what the Rangers can do with that top seed spot. The New York Islanders, who they'll play twice the first week of April, and the New Jersey Devils they play in that same week. These are teams vying for a playoff spot and a wild card position. They're 2 teams that historically have a rivalry. They are not going to shy away. They are not going to go away. So the Islanders and Devils, those are matchups to look at moving forward. I feel those are going to be the most important because when you play teams that are your rivals, sometimes they play you like it's the Stanley Cup final. And at that point in the season, it will be like that to get into the postseason. So the Devils, Islanders, those are a few matchups to keep and look at as the Rangers look to clinch a President's Trophy or to keep that top seed. And in order to do that, they have to continue what they're doing, especially against teams that are looking to knock them off and nullify that position.
Yeah, the Blue Shirts have been playing some really good hockey and is going to have to take some wins over their rivals to lock up that top seed, lock up the President's Trophy if possible. We will see if they can get that done. Game, as I mentioned, on Saturday night against the Coyotes. That is Matthew Mugno, one of the hosts of Puck Talk CS. Check that podcast out. Matthew, good to connect with you for the first time on here, talking some Rangers hockey. We'll do it again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. Honored to be on, and hopefully we'll see the Garden come to life come April time.
I think we will, and hopefully it's a good, long, extended run of good life at the Garden. We will see. Thanks again, Matt. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks so much.